Make a video for the young people watching this about dealing with confrontation, because what you see online will get you in trouble, in incidents, and it could actually lead to fucked up shit happening to you. So last weekend I was out with my mate and we were in this club bar place, and this guy wouldn't leave these girls alone, so he just kept trying to go near them, whatever, and apparently he followed them from a different place. So I said to the girls, "You alright? What's going on?" I was like, "Do you want me to get in the way?" And then they were like, "Yeah, get in the way, protect them, etc." So I'm behind these girls, whatever, like surrounding them. And this guy says, "You got a problem, mate?" And I ignored him because I'm like, "You're being creepy. What are you on about?" And he had his mates in the corner as well, laughing. And then he said it again, like he wanted to do something. So I walked up to him and I said, "What's going on?" He said, "Oh, you got a problem, mate?" And I said, "Well, you're following these girls around and they don't want to be followed around." And he was like, "Yeah, but are they your girlfriends?" I said, "It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're making them feel uncomfortable. They're women. I'm always going to side with women in a situation like this." And he's like, "Oh, all right, mate, no worries." And when I approached him, I made sure to approach him in my boxing stance, because I used to do boxing and kickboxing. So I was comfortable in the situation because of that. And I made sure that I was in an okay position. I made sure his hands didn't really go on me. I made sure I was okay, because I knew I could handle that situation without a doubt. And then them girls were thankful, etc. And they were hanging around me most of the night and wanted me after that, instead of that guy who was being all creepy. And this is the thing, boys. You have situations like this. And then later on, I had another situation as well. So I was walking down with my mate. We were going to get some water. And this was like 2 in the morning. We were going to get some water. And this guy comes up to me because his niece, as I was walking by, his niece starts chatting to me. She was on the floor doing something weird. And she was like, "Oh, I'm not doing this. Don't worry." And then I started joking with her. And then he comes over and he's like, "Move." And I'm like, "Excuse me?" He's like, "Move. That's my niece you're talking to." And I looked at my mate, I was like, "What the fuck's going on here?" And this guy seemed a bit more on it. And this is what you got to bear in mind, boys. If the guy seems a bit more unhinged and a bit more like he would actually fucking cause a crime, you got to be careful. And he was chatting to like the homeless guys around there as well and was friends with them. Meaning, you don't really want to mess with a crowd like that because they've got nothing to lose, especially when you got momentum. So I took it upon myself to continue speaking to him a little bit. He was like, "Yeah, but boys, move." And then I was like, "Yeah, mate, I just want some water, mate." And he was like, "Yeah, well, there's water in there." I was like, "Okay, mate, what time does the shop shut, mate? What time does the shop shut?" And the reason I'm doing this is to de-escalate it quite heavily as well, because he's quite ramped up. He's probably on some extra shit, ramped up, trying to fucking start, etc. Yeah. So I'm trying to almost deter the situation a little bit, psychology-wise, bit of normal combo. And he was like, "Yeah, well, it's in there. I'll find out." And I was like, "Cool." And then me and my mate went into the shop, and he's like, "Yeah, boys, move, and all this shit." And me and my mate just was laughing about it. We're like, "Why does he want to start over a girl we don't even know? Like, I don't even know the girl. So what's the benefit of even starting?" But in that situation, you're best off just moving on. The other situation, you're best off protecting the girl, trying to sort that situation out, because we don't stand for girls getting followed and girls getting fucking feeling uncomfortable. But in the other situation, you will be kind of switched on, because when they are about at that time in the morning, they have fuck all to lose. It seemed like he was in his 30s, whatever, is quite a bit older than me, probably like 10 years older than me. You gotta be smart, boys. You gotta be smart, because you don't want to end up in a situation where they have weapons. And I know the homeless people around there have weapons, because before something happened where we got a knife pulled on us. So you gotta be smart in these situations, boys. It's not always attack, because let's say best case scenario, you get in a scrap, you win. Let's say you knock a guy out in the club. Let's say in the club you do that. Okay, you're gonna get kicked out. You're probably gonna get the police called on you. You could actually injure the fucker and injure yourself as well. And you could be in a mad predicament, especially when they got more blokes with them and more boys with them. So there ain't too much benefit. You're best off trying to de-escalate the situation, handle it in a good way, and then just carry on, boys. please don't get it twisted online. You'll see people who just attack. It's not the smart mindset. It's okay if you're streaming it like these people do. They're fucking on stream doing it. It's okay if you're streaming it. But if you're in actual physical confrontation, real physical confrontation, there's no cameras about, and especially in the street, for example, the other situation, there is no benefit in you messing around with it, especially when it's a girl you don't know, a girl you don't care about, and moreover, it's guys who don't have anything to lose. What are they about a lot of time? If they're not on the night out type of vibe, they're looking for trouble, and let's be real. So you gotta be smart, boys. Please keep this in your head and try to make sure you're safe in a situation, i.e. how you approach it in regards to how you're stood. Make sure you're in somewhat of a stance. Make sure their hands don't come on you, because when their hands come on you, it's a bit of a long situation unless you know nothing's going to kick off. Just be smart, bro, and make sure just in case you have to, you're able and you're capable of violence. Hands fairly high up, just so you can protect yourself if any shots do come. And you can react as well, boys, because it can happen. But you gotta be smart with how you deal with these situations. For example, I got myself out of 2 situations. One that was right in regards to me protecting the girls. They needed protection in that situation. They're fucking like maybe 5'1", 5'2" against this fucking 6 foot big bloke. You know what I mean? So like, why the fuck was he there? I don't know. But the other situation, it doesn't matter. You don't know that girl. You're having a brief interaction if you don't know her. Fuck it, it is what it is. It's just another girl and a guy who wants trouble. I guarantee he probably got trouble that night. Like, he wanted, and it's just no benefit, bro, especially when they know people, because it could end bad, boys. Please keep this in mind, boys. Just be smart with your approach. De-escalate in certain ways. If you can ask them questions or give them a compliment or something like that, just take your ego out of it. Because if you have your ego in it, bro, you can get absolutely battered, bro, especially if there's like 10, 15 people. It's just not smart. If I would have got in confrontations in them situations, I don't know if I would have got in a physical altercation. I don't know how it would have ended up. Bear in mind, I've got experience. I've trained kickboxing and trained boxing for like 2-3 years in total combined. And I've had stuff happen. When there's too many bodies, bro, you're fucked. You're fucked. And especially the nightclub one would have been fine, but the one outside where it was by a random fucking corner shop wouldn't have been fine, bro. It could have ended in mad ways, especially when they're around and they're around the homeless people and shit like that. Bro, you didn't want to mess with that, alright? Just keep your head on straight, because I don't want you getting in incidents where you could get stabbed, hit, fucked up, brutalized. But I don't want that for you, boys. Please keep your mind on with this, boys. Just be smart with your approach. It don't make you cool getting in a random street fight, getting arrested, getting yourself hurt, hurting someone. And especially if you have no fighting experience, no training, do not get in these situations. 100%, because you do not know how vulnerable you are, bro. Thank you for watching.